Sleep should take at least 8 hours a day. Previously, there were completely different norms, but they were destroyed by the results of recent research in this area. There are still some myths about sleep that need to be busted, and, in this article, we'll look at 12 of them. But first let's see a fact that is not myth. How much sleep is necessary? Experts generally recommend that adults sleep at least 7.5 to 8 hours per night, although some people require more and some less. A recent National Sleep Foundation Sleep in America poll found that adults age 18 to 54 years sleep an average of 6.4 hours per night on weekdays and 7.7 hours on weekends. The poll showed a downward trend in sleep time over the past several years. People sleeping less hours use the internet at night or bring work home from the office. Sleep loss can lead to daytime sleepiness that adversely affects performance. The National Sleep Foundation also reported that older adults age 55 to 84 years average 7 hours of sleep on weekdays and 7.1 hours on weekends. Sleep is most often disturbed by the need to use the bathroom and physical pain or discomfort in older adults. A downward trend in sleep time has also been observed in children. Optimal sleep time varies by age. An earlier Sleep in America poll found a discrepancy between recommended and actual sleep time in children, with actual sleep time 1.5 to 2 hours less than recommended. Caffeine consumption caused a loss of 3 to 5 hours of sleep, and having a television in the bedroom contributed to a loss of 2 hours of sleep each week in children. Now yes. Myth 1. Sleep is just for rest. Almost everyone can tell you that sleep is needed for a person to rest. Actually, this is not true. There are people in the world who almost do not sleep at all, while remaining clear-minded and not dying of exhaustion. Of course, during sleep, a person gets a chance to relax. But this is not the main function of this state. In fact, the consciousness of a person does not rest at all during sleep. Your brain works at night as well. Perhaps even more. To effectively optimize the information received in a day, mammals, birds and even reptiles need to turn off thinking for a certain period. This is very important for the survival process. It was for this purpose that evolution came up with such protective mechanisms such as dreams. The basic flow of information received per day during sleep is distributed to the right cells. And the information itself passes from short-term to permanent memory. Myth 2. Sleep until midnight is more valuable. In fact, it all depends on how your biological clock is set up. Forcing yourself to sleep at the wrong time will result in violating the natural rhythms of your body. Myth 3. Sleeping pills help you sleep better. Sleeping pills will help you fall asleep, but this type of rest is of poor quality. This approach is justified only in cases when it is absolutely necessary. In all other situations, try to avoid the use of pharmaceutical drugs designed to combat insomnia. Myth 4. Do not allow yourself to take a nap during the day. Such breaks are really capable of creating problems only for those suffering from insomnia. In all other cases, a short nap is very valuable for intellectual work. Myth 5. Drowsiness is the sign of a decline of strength. In fact, drowsiness is not a sign of weakness, poor health, laziness or lack of cheerfulness. However, if you need a short rest, try to take a nap. This will help to dramatically increase your productivity in the second half of the day. Myth 6. People who sleep less live longer. As early as 2002, studies were conducted that led to conclusions that the short duration of sleep directly contributes to the longevity of one's life. Subsequent research has shown that it is necessary to adhere to the natural number of hours of sleep. It is important to realize that too long a dream also does not benefit your health. But before continuing, let's see. What are some tips for getting a good night's sleep? Create an optimal sleep environment by making sure that your bedroom is comfortable, cool, quiet, and dark. If noise keeps you awake, try using background sounds like white noise or earplugs. If light interferes with your sleep, try a sleep mask or blackout curtains. Think positive. Avoid going to bed with a negative mindset, such as, if I don't get enough sleep tonight, how will I ever get through the day tomorrow? Avoid using your bed for anything other than sleep and intimate relations. Do not watch television, eat, work, or use computers in your bedroom. Try to clear your mind before bedtime by writing things down or making a to-do list earlier in the evening. This is helpful if you tend to worry and think too much in bed at night. Establish a regular bedtime and a relaxing routine each night by taking a warm bath, listening to soothing music, or reading. Try relaxation exercises, meditation, biofeedback, or hypnosis. Wake up at the same time each morning, including days off and vacations. Stop clock watching. Turn the clock around and use only the alarm for waking up. Leave your bedroom if you cannot fall asleep in 20 minutes. Read or engage in a relaxing activity in another room. Avoid naps. If you are extremely sleepy, take a nap. But limit naps to less than 30 minutes and no later than 3 p.m. Avoid stimulants, coffee, teas, cola, cocoa and chocolate, and heavy meals for at least 4 hours before bedtime. Light carbohydrate snacks such as milk, yogurt, or crackers may help you fall asleep easier. Avoid alcohol and tobacco for at least 4 hours before bedtime and during the night. Exercise regularly, but not within 4 hours of bedtime if you have trouble sleeping. Now let's continue. Myth 7. The alarm clock can help regulate your rhythm of sleep. An alarm clock can help you stick to a certain plan and routine. But it cannot create a healthy rhythm of life for your body. The only right and tested way to achieving a healthy rhythm of sleep is to go to sleep only when you feel really tired. And wake up without external interference. Myth 8. Working at night is harmful. It's not about the work at night itself, but about the frequent change in your body's biorhythm. The problem is not that a person needs to stay awake during the night. It's about balance. If you were awake at night, you should sleep the next day. In turn, many night workers try to find more free time. And this leads to a completely different duration of wakefulness. To continue, keep in mind. Falling asleep as soon as your head hits the pillow is not proof that you're a good sleeper. In fact, it's more likely an indication that you're sleep deprived, says neurologist W. Christopher Winter. In general, it should take about 10 to 20 minutes for a person to drift off. But whether it takes 20 or 45, you simply have to think it's too long for it to be too long, says Michael Perlis, director of the Behavioral Sleep Medicine program at the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine. If you're not comfortable with how long it takes to go to sleep, first review your bedtime routine. Most people have heard the standard sleep hygiene advice: make sure your bedroom is cool and dark. Use your bed only for sex and sleep. Avoid caffeine from mid-afternoon on. And avoid all screens for at least an hour before turning in. Our screen's melatonin inhibiting blue light delays sleep latency by an average of 10 minutes, according to a 2015 Harvard study. Actually nodding off in front of a screen, as 61% of adults confess to having done, is a problem as well. Light from the TV can go through your eyelids, so your brain still processes that you're being exposed to light, says Ken Wright, director of the Sleep and Chronobiology Laboratory at the University of Colorado Boulder. We'd expect that this would lead to more fragmented sleep and more arousals throughout the night wherein your heart races or your brain waves speed up. These effects stave off reaching deep sleep, which research suggests is more refreshing than lighter stages. Middle of the night waking doesn't happen only to those who crash on the couch. But whether it occurs in the living room or in bed, the experience is not cause for panic. If it happens to you, just go with it. Yes, it sucks that you're awake, but you need to get out of bed, Perlis advises. If you lie in bed awake, you'll have a new problem: your bed will become a conditioned stimulus for wakefulness. So stand up, move to another room, and do something you enjoy, not involving a screen. Will you be awake longer? Yes. And that's good. You'll build sleep pressure to help you sleep better the next night, he says. If occasional night waking morphs into more regular sleep disruption, a sleep hygiene review will take you only so far. It's my estimate that good sleep hygiene strategies will solve roughly a quarter of sleep issues, Winter says. The best environment won't address intrinsic issues like sleep apnea and restless leg syndrome, conditions that affect 22 million and 12 million Americans, respectively. If 2 weeks devoted to improved sleep hygiene doesn't make a difference, he suggests contacting a sleep specialist. Let's continue. Myth 9. Going to sleep every day at the same time is useful. Many experts recommend going to bed at the same time each day. In fact, a regular rhythm is a form of chronotherapy recommended for many problems with daily rhythms. However, for a multitude of people suffering from various ailments, this can be simply impossible, and attempts to do so end in stress and insomnia, which are definitely not good. Myth 10. Sleep requires silence and darkness. Most often, doctors make these recommendations to those who suffer from insomnia. Silence and darkness can really help in the process of falling asleep. They can also contribute to the preservation of sleep, protecting against the effects of external stimuli. However, this is not so important. The most important factor that helps falling asleep is good health and a natural daily rhythm. People who go to bed in accordance with their natural rhythm usually sleep well even in bright sunshine. They can also demonstrate excellent tolerance to different external sounds. Myth 11. Magnesium, folic acid and other supplements can help you sleep better. Nutrients are necessary to be healthy and also to sleep well. However, their exact number does not play an important role in solving sleep problems. Vitamins can help if you have a deficit of them, but the vast majority of sleep problems in society comes from neglecting your daily rhythm. As for eating, stick to your standard diet. That should be enough. Myth 12. It is better to wake up with the sun. It is actually best to wake up at a time when your body decides that it has already rested. If you do not have the habit of getting up at 4 a.m., trying to do so with the help of an alarm clock can lead to irritability. Do you want to know more about health and wellness? Would you like to know how to live a healthy and natural lifestyle? You have reached the right place, the Natural Healthy Lifestyle channel. We really would love you subscribe and activate the bell. It would be very appreciated. And remember, we love you. So we will help you to have a natural and healthy lifestyle. Take care of your health. And enjoy life.